PALS is a organization that puts together volunteer pilots who have access to aircraft with patients who need to get to life-saving medical care. And so it's a wonderful opportunity for the pilots to use their incredible skills for a good cause.
If you're somebody who happens to live a long way from a major medical facility, PALS can provide absolutely essential lifeline to help you get the treatment that you need.
This is something that no one is immune from. Anyone could need specialized care. If you have a rare condition, your doctor could be in another city, and it's the difference between getting the best care or not, and it can save lives.
And many times they have the doctor, the facility, and basically the operation date set in a different city. They just can't get there. So they will call us really quite desperately looking for a way to get there. And of course we provide that. What people don't realize is how lonely illness is. And so it's a very powerful and emotional thing for the patient to feel the power of other people wanting to help them.
It's certainly a life-changing experience when they come out and tell you that your little boy has cancer. It really changes your outlook on life for sure. Holly reached out to PALS and they set up this flight, and it kind of took away that whole worry about having to drive down to the city and focus on all that, and she could put more of her attention on Carson.
To know that I could just hop on the plane with Carson and be there in an hour and 15 minutes was awesome.
We end up going to Ohio to Cincinnati Children's Hospital. It's very hard for us to get on a normal plane and go commercially because, I have a lot of sores on my body. Luckily, we found PALS, which is such an amazing group of people. Whenever you need them, they're always there to help us get things done. They're great.
Well, if we had to drive, that is thousands of miles on our car and our vehicles
over the course of the years.
Over the course of the 2 years, on top of gas and parking, pay for parking, and it adds up very quickly. And I mean, they saved us thousands of dollars, days of heartache, leave. Can I keep going or should I stop? At what point do I stop saying that they're a crucial service to cancer families?
Alma has always hated the car, and I know lots of people have kids that hate the car, but this is like a medically complicated kid who screams hysterically for 4 hours straight without stopping. And so the first few times we went to Boston, it was just really a nightmare, and it felt like we would have to choose really good care or this kind of, not just a miserable child, but we were worried about her in terms of dehydration and choking and all kinds of kind of scary medical issues. It is so much different when PALS can fly. Because when Alma's in the plane, I'm right next to her, I'm talking to her, I'm playing with her, she's happy, she naps. It's so different than in the car. Every single pilot we've flown with, and there's quite a few, are so kind and so nice. And it's beautiful up there, and all their planes are different, and it feels like an adventure rather than just a total slog.
I had to go back to Boston once every 3 weeks, and PALS took me there. That was a lot of traveling that I didn't have to do and I didn't have to pay for. I call them the angels because they saved. I couldn't fly commercial. I couldn't take the train because of my immune system. I had to, and PALS saved my life. My kids were terrified every time I leave the house after I came. But because they dropped me off at the airport and they see the plane and the pilots let us take picture with them, it made them accept me leaving, and the anxiety of them went down.
What an awesome program. They just took me under their wings and treated me like Esther in the Bible. I never imagined that someone would think enough of me to fly to Jacksonville, pick me up, and they just catered to me, and they were so kind to me. And I said, oh, God sent me angels with wings to fly me to New York.
I'm in awe of the work they do outside of the veteran space. Within the veteran space, these trips that they're doing, the PALS for Patriots program, and bringing folks out to ball games. What really made that trip impactful for me was being out and just engaging in fellowship with these other veterans that had been through the same things I was. Everybody there was struggling with heavy stuff. And for a weekend, we were able to put all that on the back burner, which was very difficult. They forced my hand. I went on the trip, and then it ended up changing the course of my recovery.
Words can't really express how grateful parents like my husband and I, what this means to us.
They're just such caring people. They're wonderful. We want to thank them for everything they've done for us. They allow you to focus on your child or your loved one that's having these issues. We're truly grateful for them, and thank you.
A huge thank you, and just that you are transforming our lives.
I always brag about the pilots, that they are these people who take the time to fly us in times of need, and they're all just wonderful people. I get choked up every time I talk about it.
After all these years, all the different pilots I've met, to know that there's so many people that are this selfless and helpful, it's so amazing, and we just love them so much.
I want to say thank you to your families that share you with all the patients. If I had 10,000 tongues, it would not be enough to say thank you.
These folks were heroes to me when I needed them, and they're transparent, they're genuine, they're altruistic.
Say it loud, say it real loud.